Hey Herriman, thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to stay informed about your community and joining us for the City Council recap for this week's City Council meeting. Today is a very snowy Friday. It is on the calendar it's spring. You wouldn't know by looking out the window. We're almost there though.
Are we?
We're talking about this past Wednesday's meeting, March 22nd. I'm John LaFollette, Communications Manager for the city, joined today by Mayor Palmer.
Great to be here. Appreciate your time.
So let's hit a few points from the general meeting. First off, we have a new judge in Herriman.
Yes, and I am so excited about this. This has been a long process. We had our previous judge move on last summer, and it was quite the process to get to a new judge. Several rounds of interviews, but we are thrilled to announce that have hired Lisa Garner as our judge. We will be sharing her with Draper, so she will be part-time here, part-time in Draper. Lisa's phenomenal. She brings some experience on the prosecution side, on the defense side, and as a city attorney in Midvale as well. So very well-rounded and very qualified for this position. So we are thrilled. She takes the bench officially April 1st, which is a Saturday, so April 3rd. So we're excited to have her out here and put in her policies and procedures and really become our judge, and we're excited about it. So.
There are a couple of other recognitions and even an award given out at the City Council meeting. So we'll start with the award. It was given to Herriman Police Chief Troy Carr and Commander Brent Adamson. It was from the Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, or ESGR. We like our acronyms in government.
Yes, we do.
The ESGR is an arm of the Department of the Defense that works with civilian or government employers to help basically build coordination and support for those employees of those organizations who are part of the armed forces,
Yes.
specifically the National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our officers, we call him Officer Rugerbrecht,
Yep.
nominated Chief Carr and Commander Adamson for this award.
Yeah, did a really nice write-up about each of them and how they've supported him. Matter of fact, he's going off to helicopter training for the next 8 or 9 months, I understand. So he was just so appreciative that we're supportive of him and guaranteeing his job when he comes back, which is a big deal for our reservists to know that they can go out and protect our country and serve the country, and yet know they're taken care of when they come back, know that their families are taken care of. And even Chief Carr and Commander Adamson have gone out of their way to watch out for their families while they're gone too, to check in on them. So truly a deserved honor for those two gentlemen and what they do. And it was a fun award for him to get.
Yeah, a couple of other neat recognitions. First, Jesse Edgel, who, if you want to describe maybe that Arts Council project with the audiovisual equipment and the hours that he's put in.
Yes, so Jesse is just a local resident here that we recognized as a council about a year ago that we were spending a lot of money on rental of sound equipment, where we decided, well, if we can own the equipment and not have to rent it, it's going to pay for itself and save the city and taxpayers money in the long run. So Jesse got involved and was willing to donate his time. He donated his time and expertise, and we came in with a system that cost a little bit less than what we rent all the equipment for in a year. And now, so everything after this is really just money saved for the city. And so we just recognize Jesse for his time that he donated to make this happen. And we're so appreciative of Jesse and his efforts and willingness to help and save the city and taxpayers money.
And additionally, sixth grader Jackson Allen, I'll just let you take that one away. That was a really cool project he did.
Jackson was, and I came across Jackson's information on Instagram from one of the schools here. So Jackson is a student, a sixth grader at Butterfield Canyon Elementary, and he's got a little brother that struggles with cystic fibrosis and spends a lot of time at Primary Children's Hospital. So his brother wanted to help give back to the hospital that's done, if you have ever had anybody that goes to Primary Children's, they do so much, not only for the patients, but for the families. So Jackson wanted to give back, so he did a toy drive and he gathered, I think, 16 boxes of toys to donate to Primary Children's. And now he wants this to become an annual community event. So we just brought Jackson in to recognize him and tell him that's how things really make a difference in this community. It's nothing flashy or exciting, but he brought 2 schools together. It ended up being 2 elementary schools. He brought 2 schools together for this, and we were so honored to recognize Jackson and his family for that.
Really, really cool moment
It
at
was.
that city council meeting. A couple of other action items from the city council. First, we'll talk about a contract that the city council awarded for a contractor for the Hamilton Farms neighborhood. There's going to be a storm drain project coming up here in the spring, in early summer. That there are going to be some pipes installed, other pipes upgraded. Neighbors in the area will be notified, and the city's working with them. There'll be some interruptions, and there'll be some coordination needed.
Yes.
So we're working on that, but the council awarded that contract.
Yep, need a project that'll be nice to get going.
Yeah, funded by ARPA, so which is nice. That's there are several other storm basin projects that are funded by ARPA, so cities using
Nice to be able to use
well.
that money and not city money.
Right.
Absolutely.
And finally, Main Street. So that's a project that has started, will be finished early this coming winter of 2023. Large project, covers a lot of things. It's widening Main Street. But what was the discussion? What was the action last night?
Discussion
Or, excuse me, Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. The discussion was, this is one of the hardest ones I think we take as council. This was an eminent domain, which no council ever wants to get to this point. And really we got to this point mainly because we are still working with some landowners. We did have to acquire several pieces of property along Main Street to expand it. And we had been negotiating with these landowners for a while. And on just a handful of them, it got to the point where the city and the landowner were, kind of at odds over the value and where the property line is. And that's to be expected. I don't think anybody's really at fault here. This is, it's just, there's a disagreement right now, and legally there's nobody, it almost has to take that next step. And so we did file the next step to do some eminent domain as a council. And what that allows, all that allows us for the project to move forward without any delays, so it can be ready for fall, right? So it can be ready for safe walking routes for the kids in fall. So this just allows the project to move forward right away, but we're still in negotiations with the landowners. And then if it becomes, an intermediary has to get involved, they tell both parties what is the fair value, and then we just move forward. So really, it's an action we hate to take. It feels awful, it sounds awful, but really it's just a needed step right now to make sure this project goes forward, and the landowners will still be compensated for their property accordingly. So,
Yeah.
But tough action, tough night, but yeah, we had to move forward with that.
Yeah. Full written recap is available on Herriman.org as always. And if you want to catch a city council meeting, you can come to the city hall in person, second and fourth Wednesdays, or you can view it on Herriman.org, our YouTube channel or Facebook page. That's a quick summary for Wednesday's meeting. If you have questions about the Main Street project, by the way, I'll go back to that. Herriman.org/Main Street has a timeline on there, has all the information, the background, and all things Main Street. So.
Yep. And always reach out to your city council, any of us, anytime, if we can help with any questions or concerns you might have. We're always available. So we appreciate your time.